Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a new series here where I make the lures and then we go out and catch some fish at a little local pond or a lake. So for today we're going to be using the Do It molds. This is the 40 count and I'll also be using a 10 count. I'll show you the difference on them, not much difference besides of course the quantity of these, and we'll see if we can catch some fish today. The Plastisol we're using today is by Dead On Plastic. This is the worm blend in floating, which allows the lures to slowly fall if you're using a heavier hook, or if you got a pretty large amount of plastic they're using, it could stay afloat, which the action looks pretty good on these. So here we're just gonna pour about half a cup of Plastisol. Nothing too crazy, we don't want to overdo it, just a little bit to shoot for an example. So while the Plastisol is getting nuked, I clamp up the molds. I use these simple ones right here just because they don't have their own locking mechanism for the Do It molds. So you do got to put a couple extra clamps on them. For the larger one, I have this woodworking vise that I use, and it's by Wood River. It's pretty cool to use, pretty cheap, very inexpensive if you're looking something that can actually clamp even multiple molds. But due to the size of the smaller one and then this larger one, I didn't want any hassle, and there's no way to really clamp it down that way, so I use two separate clamps or vices. After the plastic's melted, you can see there's some bubbles in there, so what we're going to do is that we're going to throw it into the air vacuum and get rid of those bubbles. Today, I want to keep it super simple, so we got this black by Dead On Plastic. We're not going to add any flake, no pearls, no micas, no shines, no nothing. Straight black, and we're going to show you that even the simplest colors will catch you fish on a tough day. We start with a couple drops. This one we throw in 6 drops. We're going to stir it up and then see what the consistency is. If it is, a little bit see-through, then we're going to add a couple more drops. And we can continue this color series as well. So if we start seeing other colors we want to try out, throw in different flakes, different patterns, pearls, whatever it may be on different molds, let me know down below and we can definitely work on getting that going. I'll make some more videos for you guys to see and maybe even test these out in the water and see how they look. The black looks a little bit transparent, so we're gonna add a couple more drops in there just to darken it up a little bit more for the contrast. Probably put about 2 more drops, so there's 1 and 2. After that, it should be good to go. But these old bottles kind of suck, so you can see it's all over my hands. I can't wait to get rid of this black so that way I can start using the new bottles. All right, the black's mixed up, everything's all heated up. We're gonna get the injector and then we're gonna start shooting these molds. I didn't warm them up, so this is all shooting everything pretty much cold. It should still work, no problem, and as long as you keep the pressure pretty well, you're good. I added a couple extra clamps just for safety, because if you do a little too hard on the pressure, you can get some of the Plastisol to spill out of the side of the molds. So that's why I put a little bit extra clamps on these. But if you don't put enough pressure, obviously you're gonna have some dimples or you might have some denting in your plastic. So it's kind of just finding that happy medium. But I do know with these Do It molds, it's a mess, and sometimes you'll have to reheat all the plastic if it comes out the sides. Another thing I do is, as I see the plastic starts to get lower in the cup, some of these I won't be able to shoot fully, so like the 40 count mold I won't be able to do it, but the 10 count I could probably get away with. But in this case, what I usually do is buy some hand pour molds, and there's tons out there on the market. You can get some from BTS molds, Anglian AI. So for example, this Anglian AI bot mold worm that I have, I usually hand pour it just to get rid of the rest over plastic, unless I want a bunch of pucks hanging around, which I do have a bunch. I need to mix those up. And then I got this one right here from BTS molds, which is pretty similar. These are both in a 4-inch worm. Pretty cool to do, and so that way you don't waste plastic and you can utilize it all in different ways. And again, this is in a floating plastic, so you can use it for a drop shot. After a few minutes have gone by, letting these molds cool off, we can pop them open and check out what these worms look like. Look very good to me. Man, these came out pretty well. No issues, no dimpling. A lot of worms right there out of only half a cup of plastic. So you can see that a little bit of plastic goes a long way. Not too bad. Everything came out pretty good. Simple black, but it'll get the job done, I'm sure. Let's check out the next mold. This one has the 10 cavity. Take off a couple of these clamps here. Yep, simple 10 cavity. Gotta love that 40 cavity though, man. You don't have to shoot it as many times or as often compared to the 10. So total, man, that knocks out 50 of these. Well, there's a quick method of making some quick worms. We're gonna shoot over to the next day and see if we can go catch some fish.
What's going on, everyone? So today we're out here on the water. Just dropped my hook, but we're gonna set up a little drop shot here at a little local pond, kind of a small community pond, but a lot of people come here. It gets pressured pretty hard, but usually we have luck here, catch one or two, sometimes more, depending on the day. So it has been raining this week, so today's a nice day, but the water's pretty murky and dirty. I think some fish might be trying to move up for bed spawning, but not too sure. So haven't been here in a while. But try out those worms we made and see if we get bit on them. So today we got the worms that we made up yesterday. Grabbed a handful. There's a couple of the 4-inch ones from the hand pour. Some of them came out okay, some of them kind of whatever, but they should still work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with a drop shot just on a simple straight black worm, but that is one of the 4 inches. We're not gonna use that. Use the little 3-inch one just to show you that, man, these things are killer sometimes. So easy. I do like to set it up sometimes, wacky rig or nose hook. I think in this case, we're gonna try a little wacky rig. Yeah, they do fly off a little bit easier this way, but man, they get bit so hard on a wacky rig. Got maybe like a 6-7 inch leader, something short. This pond's not very deep. Probably like the deepest it gets is 12-15 feet. So we'll start off a little shallow and then work our way out. If I see any spawners, maybe we'll try to go for those. I brought in another rod. Actually got 2 rods. This one we're using is the Gladiator by Ray Japan. This is the Stride. It's a 6-1 medium light. Really good for like small blade baits, and been having some really good luck with the drop shot on this one. So we'll see if maybe we can get bit here on this. Again, a small little pond in the neighborhood that we sometimes like to visit just to walk around, fish. There's a largemouth bass in here, and then there's some, what else is there? There's bluegill, and supposedly there's catfish, but the only thing I've seen out of here were bluegills and bass. They don't stock it. It's just kind of whatever's there is there. And there used to be really big bass and catfish in here and all that stuff, but one summer it got really hot, and I guess they kind of all just died off or something. But hopefully we start seeing some larger fish come back in soon. Nothing here. Let's try again by the buoy. Again, this place is not very deep. Probably where it's casted max is like 8 to 10 feet right there. And then when it goes up middle, you're looking at like 12, 13 feet maybe. Apparently there might be some spots out towards the other side of this little pond that I think it's maybe 15 feet, but not very deep. Just let it chill for a few seconds. It is cold. It was like, say it dropped down to the 40s, maybe 40s, and then upper 50s in the water temperature. I don't know. It's probably, you're looking at like 58 to 56 degrees right now. It should warm up today, but hopefully if it gets into like the 60s, we should look into a pretty okay bites here and there. But really just gonna use this, oh, there we go, getting bit right now. Really gonna use this black worm and go from there. There we go. There's the first one on the board. There you go. And pulling it pretty hard. Let's see. There you go. First one on the board. All right. Fortunately, like I said, the wacky worm kind of knocks them off. Nice little healthy one right there. But yeah, the wacky worm, they lose them quicker, so we'll try to nose hook it next time, see how long it lasts. But black worm, told you, these little ones, man, they're killer. They work really good in these small little pressure ponds. So if you ever see them, pick them up or hit me up and we can get some made for you. But yeah, nice little one, pretty cool.